Songs and Sonnets by Donne. The Good Morrow. I wonder, by my troth, what thou and I did till we loved. Were we not weaned till then, but sucked on country pleasures childishly? Or snorted we in the seven sleepers' den? 'Twas so, but this all pleasures fancies be. If ever any beauty I did see, which I desired and got, 'twas but a dream of thee. And now good morrow to our waking souls, which watch not one another out of fear. For love all love of other sights controls, and makes one little room an everywhere. Let sea discoverers to new worlds have gone, let maps to other worlds on worlds have shown. Let us possess one world, each hath one and is one. My face in thine eye, thine in mine appears, and true plain hearts do in the faces rest. Where can we find two better hemispheres, without sharp north, without declining west? Whatever dies was not mixed equally. If our two loves be one, or thou and I love so alike, that none do slacken, none can die. Song. Go and catch a falling star, get with child a mandrake root. Tell me where all past years are, or who cleft the devil's foot. Teach me to hear mermaids singing, or to keep off envy's stinging, and find what wine serves to advance an honest mind. If thou beest born to strange sights, things invisible to see, ride 10,000 days and nights, till age snow white hairs on thee. Thou, when thou returnest, wilt tell me all strange wonders that befell thee, and swear nowhere lives a woman true and fair. If thou find'st one, let me know, such a pilgrimage was sweet. Yet do not, I would not go, though at next door we might meet. Though she were true when you met her, and last till you write your letter, yet she will be false ere I come to 2 or 3. Woman's constancy. Now thou hast loved me one whole day, to-morrow when thou leavest, what wilt thou say? Wilt thou then antedate some new-made vow? Or say that now we are not just those persons which we were? Or that oaths made in reverential fear of love and his wrath any may forswear? Or as true deaths true marriages untie, so lovers' contracts, images of those, bind but till sleep. Death's image them unloose. Or your own end to justify for having purpose change and falsehood, you can have no way but falsehood to be true. Vain lunatic, against these scapes I could dispute and conquer if I would, which I abstain to do, for by tomorrow I may think so too. The undertaking. I have done one braver thing than all the worthies did, and yet a braver thence doth spring, which is, to keep that hid. It were but madness now to impart the skill of spectacular stone, when he which can have learned the art to cut it can find none. So if I now should utter this, others, because no more such stuff to work upon there is, would love but as before. But he who loveliness within hath found, all outward loathes, for he who colour loves and skin, loves but their oldest clothes. If, as I have, you also do virtue attired in woman see, and dare love that, and say so too, and forget the he and she, and if this love, though placed so from profane men you hide, which will no faith on this bestow, or if they do, deride, then you have done a braver thing than all the worthies did. And a braver thence will spring, which is to keep that hid. The Sun Rising. Busy old fool, unruly sun, why dost thou thus through windows and through curtains call on us? Must to thy motions lovers' seasons run? Saucy pedantic wretch, go chide late schoolboys and sour prentices. Go tell court huntsmen that the king will ride. Call country ants to harvest offices. Love all alike, no season knows nor clime, nor hours, days, months, which are the rags of time. Thy beam so reverent and strong, why shouldst thou think I could eclipse and cloud them with a wink, but that I would not lose her sight so long? If her eyes have not blinded thine, look, and tomorrow late tell me whether both the Indias of spice and mine be where thou left'st them, or lie here with me. Ask for those kings whom thou saw'st yesterday, and thou shalt hear all here in one bed lay. She is all states and all princes I. Nothing else is. Princes do but play us, compared to this, all honours mimic, all wealth alchemy. Thou, son, art half as happy as we, in that the world's contracted thus. Thine age asks ease, and since thy duties be to warm the world, that's done in warming us. Shine here to us, and thou art everywhere. This bed thy centre is, these walls thy sphere. The Indifferent. I can love both fair and brown, her whom abundance melts, and her whom want betrays, her who loves loneness best, and her who asks and plays, her whom the country formed, and whom the town, her who believes, and her who tries, her who still weeps with spongy eyes, and her whose dry cork and never cries. I can love her, and you, I can love any, so she be not true. Will no other vice content you? Will it not serve your turn to do as did your mother's? Or have you all old vices spent, and now would find out others? Or doth a fear that men are true torment you? Oh, we are not. Be not you so. Let me and do you 20 know. Rob me, but bind me not, and let me go. Must I, who came to travail thorough you, grow your fixed subject, because you are true? Venus heard me sigh this song, and by love's sweetest part, variety, she swore she heard not this till now, and that it should be so no more. She went, examined, and returned ere long, and said, Alas, some 2 or 3 poor heretics in love there be, which think to 'stablish dangerous constancy. But I have told them, since you will be true, you shall be true to them who are false to you. Love's usury. For every hour that thou wilt spare me now, I will allow, usurious god of love, 20 to thee, when with my brown my grey hairs equal be. Till then, love, let my body reign, and let me travel, sojourn, snatch, plot, have, forget, resume my last year's relic. Think that yet we had never met. Let me think any rival's letter mine, and at next 9 keep midnight's promise. Mistake, by the way, the maid, and tell the lady of that delay. Only let me love none, no, not the sport. From country grass to comfortures of court, or cities quelque chose, let report my mind transport. This bargain's good, if when I'm old I be inflamed by thee. If thine own honour, or my shame or pain thou covet most, at that age thou shalt gain. Do thy will then, subject and degree and fruit of love, I submit to thee. Spare me till then, I'll bear it, though she be one that loves me. The Canonization. For God's sake, hold your tongue and let me love, or chide my palsy or my gout, my 5 grey hairs, or ruined fortune flout. With wealth your state, your mind with arts improve, take you a course, get you a place, observe his honour or his grace, or the king's real or his stamped face contemplate, what you will approve, so you will let me love. Alas, alas, who's injured by my love? What merchant ships have my sighs drowned? Who says my tears have overflowed his ground? When did my colds a forward spring remove? When did the heats which my veins fill add one more to the plaguy bill? Soldiers find wars, and lawyers find out still litigious men which quarrels move, though she and I do love. Call us what you will, we are made such by love. Call her one, me another fly. We're tapers too, and at our own cost die. And we in us find the eagle and the dove. The phoenix riddle hath more wit by us, we two being one are it. So to one neutral thing both sexes fit. We die and rise the same, and prove mysterious by this love. We can die by it, if not live by love. And if unfit for tombs and hearse our legend be, it will be fit for verse. And if no piece of chronicle we prove, we'll build in sonnets pretty rooms. As well a well-wrought urn becomes the greatest ashes as half-acre tombs. And by these hymns all shall approve us canonized for love. And thus invoke us, you whom reverent love made one another's hermitage, you to whom love was peace that now is rage, who did the whole world's soul contract and drove into the glasses of your eyes, so made such mirrors and such spies that they did all to you epitomize. Countries, towns, courts, beg from above a pattern of your love. The Triple Fool. I am 2 fools, I know, for loving and for saying so in whining poetry. But where's that wise man that would not be I, if she would not deny? Then as the earth's inward narrow crooked lanes do purge sea water's fretful salt away, I thought if I could draw my pains through rhyme's vexation, I should them allay. Grief brought to numbers cannot be so fierce, for he tames it that fetters it in verse. But when I have done so, some man, his art and voice to show, doth set and sing my pain, and by delighting many frees again grief which verse did restrain. To love and grief tribute of verse belongs, but not of such as pleases when it's read. Both are increased by such songs, for both their triumphs so are published. And I, which was 2 fools, do so grow 3, who are a little wise, the best fools be. Lover's infiniteness. If yet I have not all thy love, dear, I shall never have it all. I cannot breathe one other sigh to move, nor can entreat one other tear to fall. And all my treasure which should purchase thee, sighs, tears, and oaths, and letters I have spent. Yet no more can be due to me than at the bargain made was meant. If then thy gift of love were partial, that some to me, some should to others fall, dear, I shall never have thee all. Or if then thou gavest me all was but all which thou hadst then. But if in thy heart since there be or shall new love created be by other men, which have their stocks entire, and can in tears, in sighs, in oaths and letters outbid me, this new love may beget new fears, for this love was not vowed by thee. And yet it was, thy gift being general, the ground, thy heart is mine. Whatever shall grow there, dear, I should have it all. Yet I would not have all yet. He that hath all can have no more. And since my love doth every day admit new growth, thou shouldst have new rewards in store. Thou canst not every day give me thy heart. If thou canst give it, then thou never gavest it. Love's riddles are that though thy heart depart, it stays at home, and thou with losing savest it. But we will have a way more liberal, then changing hearts to join them, so we shall be one and one another's all. Song. Sweetest love, I do not go for weariness of thee, nor in hope the world can show a fitter love for me. But since that I must die at last, 'tis best to use myself in jest, thus by feigned deaths to die. Yesternight the sun went hence, and yet is here to-day. He hath no desire nor sense, nor half so short a way. Then fear not me, but believe that I shall make speedier journeys, since I take more wings and spurs than he. Oh, how feeble is man's power, that if good fortune fall, cannot add another hour, nor a lost hour recall. But come bad chance, and we join to it our strength, and we teach it art and length, itself o'er us to advance. When thou sighest not wind, but sighest my soul away. When thou weepest unkindly kind, my life's blood doth decay. It cannot be that thou lovest me as thou sayest. If in thine my life thou waste, thou art the best of me. Let not thy divining heart forethink me any ill. Destiny may take thy part, and may thy fears fulfil. But think that we are but turned aside to sleep. They who one another keep alive ne'er parted be. The Legacy. When I died last, and dear, I die as often as from thee I go, though it be but an hour ago, and lovers' hours be full eternity, I can remember yet that I something did say, and something did bestow. Though I be dead, which sent me, I should be mine own executor and legacy. I heard me say, tell her anon that myself, that is you, not I, did kill me. And when I felt me die, I bid me send my heart when I was gone. But I, alas, could there find none, when I had ripped me, and searched where hearts did lie. It killed me again, that I, who still was true in life, in my last will should cozen you. Yet I found something like a heart, but colours it and corners had. It was not good, it was not bad, it was entire to none, and few had part. As good as could be made by art, it seemed, and therefore for our losses sad. I meant to send this heart instead of mine, but oh, no man could hold it, for 'twas thine. A fever. Oh, do not die, for I shall hate all women so when thou art gone, that thee I shall not celebrate when I remember thou wast one. But yet thou canst not die, I know. To leave this world behind is death, but when thou from this world wilt go, the whole world vapours with thy breath. Or if, when thou the world's soul goest, it stay, 'tis but thy carcass then. The fairest woman but thy ghost, but corrupt worms the worthiest men. O wrangling schools that search what fire shall burn this world, had none the wit unto this knowledge to aspire, that this her fever might be it? And yet she cannot waste by this, nor long bear this torturing wrong. For much corruption needful is to fuel such a fever long. These burning fits but meteors be, whose matter in thee is soon spent. Thy beauty and all parts which are thee are unchangeable firmament. Yet 'twas of my mind, seizing thee, though it in thee cannot persever. For I had rather own a be of thee 1 hour than all else ever. Air and angels. Twice or thrice had I loved thee before I knew thy face or name. So in a voice, so in a shapeless flame, angels affect us oft, and worshipped be. Still when to where thou wert I came, some lovely, glorious nothing I did see. But since my soul, whose child love is, takes limbs of flesh, and else could nothing do, more subtle than the parent is, love must not be, but take a body too. And therefore what thou wert and who, I bid love ask. And now that it assume thy body, I allow and fix itself in thy lip, eye, and brow. Whilst thus to ballast love, I thought, and so more steadily to have gone, with wares which would sink admiration, I saw I had love's pinnace overfraught. Every thy hair for love to work upon is much too much. Some fitter must be sought. For nor in nothing, nor in things extreme and scattering bright, can love inhere. Then as an angel, face and wings of air, not pure as it, yet pure doth wear, so thy love may be my love's sphere. Just such disparity as is twixt air and angels' purity, twixt women's love and men's will ever be. Break of day. 'Tis true, 'tis day, what though it be? Oh, wilt thou therefore rise from me? Why should we rise because 'tis light? Did we lie down because 'twas night? Love, which in spite of darkness brought us hither, should in despite of light keep us together. Light hath no tongue, but is all eye. If it could speak as well as spy, this were the worst that it could say, that being well, I fain would stay, and that I loved my heart and honour so, that I would not from him that had them go. Must business thee from hence remove? Oh, that's the worst disease of love. The poor, the foul, the false, love can admit, but not the busied man. He which hath business and makes love doth do such wrong as when a married man doth woo. The anniversary. All kings and all their favourites, all glory of honours, beauties, wits. The sun itself, which makes times as they pass, is elder by a year now than it was when thou and I first one another saw. All other things to their destruction draw, only our love hath no decay. This no tomorrow hath, nor yesterday. Running, it never runs from us away, but truly keeps his first, last, everlasting day. 2 graves must hide thine and my course. If one might, death were no divorce. Alas, as well as other princes, we, who prince enough in one another be, must leave at last in death these eyes and ears, oft fed with true oaths and with sweet salt tears. But souls where nothing dwells but love, all other thoughts being inmates, then shall prove this, or a love increased there above, when bodies to their graves, souls from their graves remove. And then we shall be thoroughly blessed, but we no more than all the rest. Here upon earth we're kings, and none but we can be such kings, nor of such subjects be. Who is so safe as we, where none can do treason to us, except one of us 2? True and false fears let us refrain. Let us love nobly, and live, and add again years and years unto years, till we attain to right 80. This is the 2nd of our reign. A valediction of my name in the window. My name engraved herein doth contribute my firmness to this glass, which ever since that charm hath been as hard as that which graved it was. Thine eye will give it price enough to mock the diamonds of either rock. 'Tis much that glass should be as all-confessing and through shine as I. 'Tis more that it shows thee to thee, and clear reflects thee to thine eye. But all such rules love's magic can undo. Here you see me, and I am you. As no one point nor dash, which are but accessories to this name, the showers and tempests can outwash, so shall all times find me the same. You this entireness better may fulfil, who have the pattern with you still. Or if too hard and deep this learning be for a scratched name to teach, it as a given death's head keep, lovers' mortality to preach. Or think this ragged bony name to be my ruinous anatomy. Then as all my souls be imparadised in you, in whom alone I understand and grow and see, the rafters of my body, bone being still with you, the muscle, sinew, and vein which tile this house will come again, till my return repair and recompact my scattered body so, as all the virtuous powers which are fixed in the stars are said to flow into such characters as graved be, when these stars have supremacy. So, since this name was cut when love and grief their exaltation had, no door 'gainst this name's influence shut, as much more loving, as more sad 'twill make thee. And thou shouldst till I return, since I die daily, daily mourn. When thy inconsiderate hand flings ope this casement with my trembling name, to look on one whose wit or land new battery to thy heart may frame, then think this name alive, and that thou thus in it offend'st my genius. And when thy melted maid, corrupted by thy lover's gold and page, his letter at thy pillow hath laid, disputed it and tamed thy rage, and thou beginst to thaw towards him, for this may my name step in and hide his. And if this treason go to an overt act, and that thou write again, in superscribing this name flow into thy fancy from the pain. So in forgetting thou rememberest right, and unaware to me shalt write. But glass and lines must be no means our firm substantial love to keep. Ne'er death inflicts this lethargy, and this I murmur in my sleep. Impute this idle talk to that I go, for dying men talk often so. Twickenham Garden. Blasted with sighs and surrounded with tears, hither I come to seek the spring. And at mine eyes and at mine ears receive such balms as else cure everything. But O self-traitor, I do bring the spider love, which transubstantiates all and can convert manna to gall. And that this place may thoroughly be thought true paradise, I have the serpent brought. 'Twere wholesomer for me that winter did benight the glory of this place, and that a grey frost did forbid these trees to laugh and mock me to my face. But that I may not this disgrace endure, nor yet leave loving, love, let me some senseless piece of this place be. Make me a mandrake, so I may groan here, or a stone fountain weeping out my year. Hither with crystal vials, lovers, come and take my tears, which are love's wine. And try your mistress' tears at home, for all are false that taste not just like mine. Alas, hearts do not in eyes shine, nor can you more judge woman's thoughts by tears than by her shadow, what she wears. O perverse sex, where none is true but she, who's therefore true because her truth kills me. A valediction of the book. I'll tell thee now, dear love, what thou shalt do to anger destiny, as she doth us. How I shall stay, though she elwine me thus, and how posterity shall know it too. How thine may out-endure Sybil's glory, and obscure her whom from Pindar could allure, and her through whose help Lucan is not lame, and her whose book they say Homer did find and name. Study our manuscripts, those myriads of letters which have passed twixt thee and me. Thence write our annals, and in them will be to all whom love's subliming fire invades, rule and example found. There the faith of any ground no schismatic will dare to wound, that sees how love this grace to us affords, to make, to keep, to use, to be these his records. This book, as long-lived as the elements, or as the world's form, this all-graved tome in cipher writ, or new-made idiom, we for love's clergy only are instruments. When this book is made thus, should again the ravenous Vandals and Goths inundate us, learning were safe. In this our universe, schools might learn sciences, spheres music, angels verse. Here love's divines, since all divinity is love or wonder, may find all they seek. Whether abstract spiritual love they like, their souls exhaled with what they do not see, or loath so to amuse faith's infirmity, they choose something which they may see and use. Though mind be the heaven where love doth sit, beauty a convenient type may be to figure it. Here, more than in their books, may lawyers find, both by what titles mistresses are ours, and how prerogative these states devours, transferred from love himself to womankind, who though from heart and eyes they exact great subsidies, forsake him who on them relies, and for the cause honour or conscience give chimeras, vain as they, or their prerogative. Here statesmen, or of them they which can read, may of their occupation find the grounds. Love and their art alike it deadly wounds, if to consider what 'tis, one proceed. In both they do excel, who the present govern well, whose weakness none doth or dares tell. In this thy book such will there nothing see, as in the Bible some can find out alchemy. Thus vent thy thoughts. Abroad I'll study thee, as he removes far off, that great heights takes. How great love is, presence best trial makes, but absence tries how long this love will be. To take a latitude, sun or stars are fitliest viewed at their brightest, but to conclude of longitudes, what other way have we but to mark when and where the dark eclipses be? Community. Good we must love, and must hate ill, for ill is ill, and good, good still. But there are things indifferent, which we may neither hate nor love, but one and then another prove, as we shall find our fancy bent. If then at first wise nature had made women either good or bad, then some we might hate and some choose. But since she did them so create that we may neither love nor hate, only this rests, all may use. If they were good, it would be seen good is as visible as green, and to all eyes itself betrays. If they were bad, they could not last. Bad doth itself and others waste, so they deserve nor blame nor praise. But they are ours as fruits are ours. He that but tastes, he that devours, and he that leaves all, doth as well. Changed loves are but changed sorts of meat, and when he hath the kernel eat, who doth not fling away the shell? Love's growth. I scarce believe my love to be so pure as I had thought it was, because it doth endure vicissitude and season as the grass. Methinks I lied all winter when I swore my love was infinite, if spring make it more. But if this medicine love, which cures all sorrow with more, not only be no quintessence, but mixed of all stuffs, paining soul or sense, and of the sun his working vigour borrow, love's not so pure and abstract as they use to say which have no mistress but their muse. But as all else being elemented too, love sometimes would contemplate, sometimes do. And yet no greater, but more eminent, love by the spring is grown. As in the firmament, stars by the sun are not enlarged, but shown. Gentle love deeds as blossoms on a bough, from love's awakened root do bud out now. If, as in water stirred, more circles be produced by one, love such additions take, those like so many spheres, but one heaven make. For they are all concentric unto thee, and though each spring do add to love new heat, as princes do in times of action get new taxes, and remit them not in peace, no winter shall abate the spring's increase. Love's exchange. Love, any devil else but you would for a given soul give something too. At court your fellows every day give the art of rhyming, huntsmanship, or play, for them which were their own before. Only I have nothing which gave more, but am, alas, by being lowly, lower. I ask no dispensation now to falsify a tear or sigh or vow. I do not sue from thee to draw a non obstante on nature's law. These are prerogatives, they inhere in thee and thine. None should forswear except that he love's minion were. Give me thy weakness, make me blind both ways, as thou and thine in eyes and mind. Love, let me never know that this is love, or that love childish is. Let me not know that others know that she knows my pains, lest that so a tender shame make me mine own new woe. If thou give nothing, yet thou art just, because I would not thy first motions trust. Small towns which stand stiff till great shot enforce them, by war's law condition not. Such in love's warfare is my case, I may not article for grace, having put love at last to show this face. This face by which he could command and change the idolatry of any land. This face which wheresoe'er it comes can call vowed men from cloisters, dead from tombs, and melt both poles at once, and store deserts with cities, and make more mines in the earth than quarries were before. For this love is enraged with me, yet kills not. If I must example be to future rebels, if the unborn must learn by my being cut up and torn, kill and dissect me, love, for this torture against thine own end is. Racked carcasses make ill anatomies. Confined love. Some man unworthy to be possessor of old or new love, himself being false or weak, thought his pain and shame would be lesser if on womankind he might his anger wreak. And thence a law did grow, one might but one man know. But are other creatures so? Are sun, moon, or stars by law forbidden to smile where they list, or lend away their light? Are birds divorced, or are they chidden if they leave their mate, or lie abroad a night? Beasts do no jointures lose, though they new lovers choose, but we are made worse than those. Who e'er rigged fair ship to lie in harbours, and not to seek new lands, or not to deal withal? Or built fair houses, set trees and arbours, only to lock up, or else to let them fall? Good is not good unless 1,000 it possess, but doth waste with greediness. The dream. Dear love, for nothing less than thee would I have broke this happy dream. It was a theme for reason, much too strong for fantasy. Therefore thou wakest me wisely. Yet my dream thou brokest not, but continuedst it. Thou art so truth that thoughts of thee suffice to make dreams truths and fables histories. Enter these arms, for since thou thought'st it best not to dream all my dream, let's act the rest. As lightning or a taper's light, thine eyes, and not thy noise waked me. Yet I thought thee, for thou lovest truth, an angel at first sight. But when I saw thou sawest my heart, and knewest my thoughts beyond an angel's art, when thou knewest what I dreamt, when thou knewest when excess of joy would wake me, and camest then, I must confess it could not choose but be profane to think thee anything but thee. Coming and staying showed thee, but rising makes me doubt that now thou art not thou. That love is weak where fear's as strong as he. 'Tis not all spirit pure and brave if mixture it of fear, shame, honour have. Perchance as torches which must ready be, men light and put out, so thou dealest with me. Thou camest to kindle, goest to come, then I will dream that hope again, but else would die. A valediction of weeping. Let me pour forth my tears before thy face, whilst I stay here. For thy face coins them, and thy stamp they bear, and by this mintage they are something worth. For thus they be pregnant of thee, fruits of much grief they are, emblems of more. When a tear falls, that thou fallest which it bore, so thou and I are nothing then, when on a diverse shore. On a round ball a workman that hath copies by can lay an Europe, Afric, and an Asia, and quickly make that which was nothing all. So doth each tear which thee doth wear a globe, yea, world by that impression grow, till thy tears mixed with mine do overflow this world, by waters sent from thee, my heaven dissolved so. O more than moon, draw not up seas to drown me in thy sphere. Weep me not dead in thine arms, but forbear to teach the sea what it may do too soon. Let not the wind example find to do me more harm than it purposeth. Since thou and I sigh one another's breath, whoe'er sighs most is cruellest, and hastes the other's death. Love's alchemy. Some that have deeper digged love's mine than I, say where his centric happiness doth lie. I have loved and got and told, but should I love get tell till I were old, I should not find that hidden mystery. Oh, 'tis imposture all. And as no shimmick yet the elixir got, but glorifies his pregnant pot, if by the way to him befall some odoriferous thing, or medicinal, so lovers dream a rich and long delight, but get a winter-seeming summer's night. Our ease, our thrift, our honour, and our day shall we for this vain bubble's shadow pay? Ends love in this, that my man can be as happy as I can, if he can endure the short scorn of a bridegroom's play? That loving wretch that swears 'tis not the bodies marry, but the minds, which he in her angelic finds, would swear as justly that he hears in that day's rude horse minstrelsy the spheres. Hope not for mind in women, at their best sweetness and wit they are but mummy possessed. The flea. Mark but this flea, and mark in this, how little that which thou deniest me is. It sucked me first, and now sucks thee, and in this flea our two bloods mingled be. Thou knowest that this cannot be said a sin, nor shame, nor loss of maidenhead. Yet this enjoys before it woo, and pampered swells with one blood made of two. And this, alas, is more than we would do. Oh, stay, 3 lives in one flea spare, where we almost, yea, more than married are. This flea is you and I, and this our marriage bed and marriage temple is. Though parents grudge, and you, we're met and cloistered in these living walls of jet. Though use make you apt to kill me, let not to that self-murder added be, and sacrilege, 3 sins in killing 3. Cruel and sudden, hast thou since purpled thy nail in blood of innocence? Wherein could this flea guilty be, except in that drop which it sucked from thee? Yet thou triumph'st, and sayest that thou findest not thyself nor me the weaker now. 'Tis true, then learn how false fears be. Just so much honour, when thou yieldest to me, will waste, as this flea's death took life from thee. The curse. Whoever guesses, thinks, or dreams he knows who is my mistress, wither by this curse. His only and only his purse may some dull heart to love dispose, and she yield then to all that are his foes. May he be scorned by one whom all else scorn, forswear to others what to her he hath sworn, with fear of missing, shame of getting torn. Madness his sorrow, gout his cramp, may he make, by but thinking who hath made him such, and may he feel no touch of conscience but of fame, and be anguished, not that 'twas sin, but that 'twas she. In early and long scarceness may he rot for land which had been his, if he had not himself incestuously an heir begot. May he dream treason and believe that he meant to perform it, and confess, and die, and no record tell why. His sons, which none of his may be, inherit nothing but his infamy. Or may he so long parasites have fed, that he would fain be theirs, whom he hath bred, and at the last be circumcised for bread. The venom of all stepdams, gamsters' gall, what tyrants and their subjects interwish, what plants, mines, beasts, fowl, fish can contribute, all ill which all prophets or poets spake, and all which shall be annexed in schedules unto this by me, fall on that man. For if it be a she, nature beforehand hath outcursed me. The message. Send home my long strayed eyes to me, which too long have dwelt on thee. Yet since there they have learned such ill, such forced fashions and false passions, that they be made by thee fit for no good sight, keep them still. Send home my harmless heart again, which no unworthy thought could stain. But if it be taught by thine to make jestings of protestings, and cross both word and oath, keep it, for then 'tis none of mine. Yet send me back my heart and eyes, that I may know and see thy lies, and may laugh and joy when thou art in anguish, and dost languish for someone that will none, or prove as false as thou art now. A nocturnal upon St. Lucy's Day, being the shortest day. 'Tis the year's midnight, and it is the day's, Lucy's, who scarce 7 hours herself unmasks. The sun is spent, and now his flasks send forth light squibs, no constant rays. The world's whole sap is sunk, the general balm the hydroptic earth hath drunk. Whither as to the bed's feet life is shrunk, dead and interred. Yet all these seem to laugh compared with me, who am their epitaph. Study me then, you who shall lovers be at the next world, that is, at the next spring. For I am every dead thing in whom love wrought new alchemy. For his art did express a quintessence even from nothingness, from dull privations and lean emptiness. He ruined me, and I am re-begot of absence, darkness, death, things which are not. All others from all things draw all that's good, life, soul, form, spirit, whence they being have. I by love's limbeck am the grave of all that's nothing. Oft a flood have we two wept, and so drowned the whole world, us two. Oft did we grow to be two chaoses when we did show care to aught else, And often absences withdrew our souls and made us carcasses. But I am by her death, which word wrongs her, of the first nothing, the elixir grown. Were I a man, that I were one I needs must know. I should prefer, if I were any beast, some ends, some means. Yea, plants, yea, stones detest and love. All some properties invest. If I an ordinary nothing were, as shadow, a light and body must be here. But I am none, nor will my sun renew. You lovers, for whose sake the lesser sun at this time to the goat is run to fetch new lust and give it you, enjoy your summer all, since she enjoys her long night's festival. Let me prepare towards her, and let me call this hour her vigil and her eve, since this both the year's and the day's deep midnight is. Witchcraft by a picture. I fix mine eye on thine, and there pity my picture burning in thine eye. My picture drowned in a transparent tear, when I look lower I espy. Hadst thou the wicked skill by pictures made and marred to kill, how many ways mightst thou perform thy will? But now I have drunk thy sweet salt tears, and though thou pour more, I'll depart. My picture vanished, vanish fears that I can be endamaged by that art. Though thou retain of me one picture more, yet that will be, being in thine own heart, from all malice free. The bait. Come live with me and be my love, and we will some new pleasures prove of golden sands and crystal brooks, with silken lines and silver hooks. There will the river whispering run, warmed by thy eyes more than the sun. And there the enamoured fish will stay, begging themselves they may betray. When thou wilt swim in that live bath, each fish, which every channel hath, will amorously to thee swim, gladder to catch thee than thou him. If thou, to be so seen, beest loath by sun or moon, thou darknest both. And if myself have leave to see, I need not their light, having thee. Let others freeze with angling reeds, and cut their legs with shells and weeds, or treacherously poor fish beset with strangling snare or windowy net. Let coarse bold hands from slimy ness the bedded fish in banks outrest, or curious traitors, sleeve silk flies, bewitch poor fish's wandering eyes. For thee thou needest no such deceit, for thou thyself art thine own bait. That fish that is not catched thereby, alas, is wiser far than I. The apparition. When by thy scorn, O murderess, I am dead, and that thou think'st thee free from all solicitation from me, then shall my ghost come to thy bed, and thee, feigned vestal, in worse arms shall see. Then thy sick taper will begin to wink, and he, whose thou art then, being tired before, will, if thou stir or pinch to wake him, think thou call'st for more, and in false sleep will from thee shrink. And then, poor aspen wretch, neglected thou, bathed in a cold quicksilver sweat, wilt lie, a verier ghost than I. What I will say I will not tell thee now, lest that preserve thee. And since my love is spent, I'd rather thou shouldst painfully repent, than by my threatenings rest still innocent. The broken heart. He is stark mad Whoever says that he hath been in love an hour, yet not that love so soon decays, but that it can 10 in less space devour. Who will believe me if I swear that I have had the plague a year? Who would not laugh at me if I should say I saw a flask of powder burn a day? Ah, what a trifle is a heart if once into love's hands it come! All other griefs allow a part to other griefs, and ask themselves but some. They come to us, but us love draws. He swallows us and never chaws. By him as by chained shot, whole ranks do die. He is the tyrant pike, our hearts the fry. If 'twere not so, what did become of my heart when I first saw thee? I brought a heart into the room, but from the room I carried none with me. If it had gone to thee, I know mine would have taught thine heart to show more pity unto me. But love, alas, at one first blow did shiver it as glass. Yet nothing can to nothing fall, nor any place be empty quite. Therefore I think my breast hath all those pieces still, though they be not unite. And now as broken glasses show 100 lesser faces, so my rags of heart can like, wish, and adore, but after one such love can love no more. A valediction forbidding mourning. As virtuous men pass mildly away, and whisper to their souls to go, while some of their sad friends do say, the breath goes now, and some say, no. So let us melt, and make no noise, no tear floods, nor sigh tempests move. 'Twere profanation of our joys to tell the laity our love. Moving of the earth brings harms and fears, men reckon what it did and meant. But trepidation of the spheres, though greater far, is innocent. Dull sublunary lovers, love, whose soul is sense, cannot admit absence, because it doth remove those things which elemented it. But we by a love so much refined, that ourselves know not what it is, interassured of the mind, careless, eyes, lips, and hands to miss. Our two souls, therefore, which are one, though I must go, endure not yet a breach, but an expansion, like gold to airy thinness beat. If they be two, they are two so as stiff twin compasses are two. Thy soul, the fixed foot, makes no show to move, but doth if the other do. And though it in the centre sit, yet when the other far doth roam, it leans and hearkens after it, and grows erect as that comes home. Such wilt thou be to me, who must like the other foot obliquely run. Thy firmness makes my circle just, and makes me end where I begun. The ecstasy, where like a pillow on a bed a pregnant bank swelled up, to rest the violet's reclining head, sat we two, one another's best. Our hands were firmly cemented with the fast balm which thence did spring. Our eye-beams twisted and did thread our eyes upon one double string. So to entergraft our hands as yet was all the means to make us one, and pictures in our eyes to get was all our propagation. As twixt two equal armies fate suspends uncertain victory, our souls, which to advance their state were gone out, hung twixt her and me. And whilst our souls negotiate there, we like sepulchral statues lay. All day the same our postures were, and we said nothing all the day. If any, so by love refined that he soul's language understood, and by good love were grown all mind, within convenient distance stood. He, though he knew not which soul spake, because both meant both spake the same, might thence a new concoction take, and part far purer than he came. This ecstasy doth unperplex, we said, and tell us what we love. We see by this it was not sex. We see, we saw not what did move. But as all several souls contain mixture of things, they know not what, love these mixed souls doth mix again, and makes both one, each this and that. A single violet transplant, the strength, the colour, and the size, all which before was poor and scant, redoubles still and multiplies. When love with one another so interinanimates two souls, that abler soul which thence doth flow defects of loneliness controls. We then, who are this new soul, know of what we are composed and made, for the atomies of which we grow are souls, whom no change can invade. But oh, alas, so long, so far our bodies, why do we forbear? They are ours, though they are not we are the intelligences, they the sphere. We owe them thanks, because they thus did us to us at first convey, yielded their forces, sense to us, nor our dross to us, but a lay. On man heaven's influence works not so, but that it first imprints the air. So soul into the soul may flow, though it to body first repair. As our blood labours to beget spirits, as like souls as it can, because such fingers need to knit that subtle knot which makes us man, so must pure lovers' souls descend to the affections and to faculties, which sense may reach and apprehend, else a great prince in prison lies. To our bodies turn we then, that so weak men on love revealed may look. Love's mysteries in souls do grow, but yet the body is his book. And if some lover, such as we, have heard this dialogue of one, let him still mark us. He shall see small change when we're to bodies gone. Love's deity. I long to talk with some old lover's ghost, who died before the god of love was born. I cannot think that he, who then loved most, sunk so low as to love one which did scorn. But since this god produced a destiny, and that vice nature, custom, lets it be, I must love her that loves not me. Sure they which made him god meant not so much, nor he in his young godhead practised it. But when an even flame two hearts did touch, his office was indulgently to fit actives to passives. Correspondency only his subject was. It cannot be love till I love her that loves me. But every modern god will now extend his vast prerogative as far as Jove. To rage, to lust, to write to commend, all is the purlieu of the god of love. Oh, were we wakened by this tyranny to ungod this child again, it could not be I should love her, who loves not me. Rebel and atheist too, why murmur I, as though I felt the worst that love could do? Love might make me leave loving, or might try a deeper plague, to make her love me too. Which, since she loves before, I'm loath to see. Falsehood is worse than hate, and that must be, if she whom I love should love me. Love's diet. To what a cumbersome unwieldiness and burdenous corpulence my love had grown! But that I did, to make it less and keep it in proportion, give it a diet, made it feed upon that which love worst endures, discretion. Above 1 sigh a day I allowed him not, of which my fortune and my faults had part. And if sometimes by stealth he got a she-sigh from my mistress' heart, and thought to feast on that, I let him see 'twas neither very sound nor meant to me. If he wrung from me a tear, I brined it so with scorn or shame that him it nourished not. If he sucked hers, I let him know 'twas not a tear which he had got. His drink was counterfeit, as was his meat. For eyes which roll towards all weep not, but sweat. Whatever he would dictate, I writ that, but burnt my letters. When she writ to me, and that favour made him fat, I said, if any title be conveyed by this, ah, what doth it avail to be the 40th name in an entail? Thus I reclaimed my buzzard love, to fly at what and when and how and where I choose. Now negligent of sport I lie, and now as other faulconers use. I spring a mistress, swear, write, sigh, and weep, and the game killed or lost, go talk and sleep. The will. Before I sigh my last gasp, let me breathe, great love, some legacies. Here I bequeath mine eyes to Argus, if mine eyes can see. If they be blind, then, love, I give them thee. My tongue to fame, to ambassadors mine ears, to women or the sea my tears. Thou, love, hast taught me heretofore, by making me serve her who had 20 more, that I should give to none but such as had too much before. My constancy I to the planets give, my truth to them who at the court do live, mine ingenuity and openness to Jesuits, to buffoons my pensiveness, my silence to any who abroad hath been, my money to a Capuchin. Thou, love, taught'st me by appointing me to love there where no love received can be, only to give to such as have an incapacity. My faith I give to Roman Catholics, all my good works unto the schismatics of Amsterdam, my best civility and courtship to an university, my modesty I give to soldiers bare, my patience let gamesters share. Thou, love, taught'st me by making me love her that holds my love disparity, only to give to those that count my gifts indignity. I give my reputation to those which were my friends, mine industry to foes. To schoolmen I bequeath my doubtfulness, my sickness to physicians or excess. To nature all that I in rhyme have writ, and to my company my wit. Thou, love, by making me adore her who begot this love in me before, taughtest me to make as though I gave when I did but restore. To him for whom the passing bell next tolls, I give my physic books, my written rolls of moral counsels I to Bedlam give, my brazen medals unto them which live in want of bread, to them which pass among all foreigners mine English tongue. Thou, love, by making me love one who thinks her friendship a fit portion for younger lovers, dost my gifts thus disproportion. Therefore I'll give no more, but I'll undo the world by dying, because love dies too. Then all your beauties will be no more worth than gold in mines, where none doth draw it forth. And all your graces no more use shall have than a sun-dial in a grave. Thou, love, taughtest me, by making me love her who doth neglect both me and thee, to invent and practice this one way to annihilate all three. The funeral. Whoever comes to shroud me, do not harm nor question much that subtle wreath of hair which crowns my arm. The mystery, the sign you must not touch, for 'tis my outward soul, viceroy to that which then to heaven being gone will leave this to control, and keep these limbs, her provinces, from disillusion. For if the sinew thread my brain lets fall through every part can tie those parts and make me one of all, these hairs which upward grew and strength and art have from a better brain can better do it. Except she meant that I by this should know my pain, as prisoners then are manacled when they're condemned to die. Whate'er she meant by it, bury it with me, for since I am love's martyr, it might breed idolatry if into others' hands these relics came. As 'twas humility to afford to it all that a soul can do, so 'tis some bravery, that since you would save none of me, I bury some of you. The blossom. Little thinkest thou, poor flower, whom I have watched 6 or 7 days, and seen thy birth, and seen what every hour gave to thy growth, thee to this height to raise, and now dost laugh and triumph on this bough. Little thinkest thou that it will freeze anon, and that I shall to-morrow find thee fallen, or not at all. Little thinkest thou, poor heart, that labourest yet to nestle thee, and thinkest by hovering here to get a part in a forbidden or forbidding tree, and hopest her stiffness by long siege to bow. Little thinkest thou that thou to-morrow, ere that sun doth wake, must with this sun and me a journey take. But thou which lovest to be subtle to plague thyself, wilt say, alas, if you must go, what's that to me? Here lies my business, and here I will stay. You go to friends whose love and means present various content to your eyes, ears, and tongue, and every part. If then your body go, what need you a heart? Well then, stay here, but know, when thou hast stayed and done thy most, a naked thinking heart that makes no show is to a woman but a kind of ghost. How shall she know my heart, or having none, know thee for one? Practice may make her know some other part, but take my word, she doth not know a heart. Meet me at London then, 20 days hence, and thou shalt see me fresher and more fat by being with men than if I had stayed still with her and thee. For God's sake, if you can, be you so too. I would give you there to another friend, whom we shall find as glad to have my body as my mind. The primrose, being at Montgomery Castle, upon the hill on which it is situate. Upon this primrose hill, where if heaven would distil a shower of rain, each several drop might go to his own primrose, and grow manna so, and where their form and their infinity make a terrestrial galaxy, as the small stars do in the sky, I walk to find a true love, and I see that 'tis not a mere woman that is she, but must or more or less than woman be. Yet know I not which flower I wish, a 6 or 4. For should my true love less than woman be, she were scarce anything. And then should she be more than woman, she would get above all thought of sex, and think to move my heart to study her, and not to love. Both these were monsters, since there must reside falsehood in woman. I could more abide she were by art than nature falsified. Live, primrose, then, and thrive with thy true number 5, and women, whom this flower doth represent, with this mysterious number be content. 10 is the farthest number. If half 10 belong unto each woman, then each woman may take half us men. Or if this will not serve their turn, since all numbers are odd or even, and they fall first into this 5, women may take us all. The relic. When my grave is broke up again, some second guest to entertain. For graves have learned that woman head to be to more than one a bed. And he that digs it spies a bracelet of bright hair about the bone. Will he not let us alone, and think that there a loving couple lies, who thought that this device might be some way to make their souls, at the last busy day, meet at this grave, and make a little stay? If this fall in a time or land where misdevotion doth command, then he that digs us up will bring us to the bishop and the king to make us relics. Then thou shalt be a Mary Magdalene, and I a something else thereby. All women shall adore us, and some men, and since at such time miracles are sought, I would have that age by this paper taught what miracles we harmless lovers wrought. First we loved well and faithfully, yet knew not what we loved, nor why. Difference of sex no more we knew than our guardian angels do. Coming and going we perchance might kiss, but not between those meals. Our hands ne'er touched the seals which nature, injured by late law, sets free. These miracles we did, but now, alas, all measure and all language I would pass, should I tell what a miracle she was. The damp. When I am dead, and doctors know not why, and my friends' curiosity will have me cut up to survey each part, when they shall find your picture in my heart, you think a sudden damp of love will through all their senses move, and work on them as me, and so prefer your murder to the name of massacre. Poor victories! But if you dare be brave and pleasure in your conquest have, first kill the enormous giant, your disdain, and let the enchantress Honour next be slain. And like a Goth and Vandal rise, deface records and histories of your own arts and triumphs over men, and without such advantage kill me then. For I could muster up as well as you my giants and my witches too, which are vast constancy and secretness. But these I neither look for nor profess. Kill me as woman, let me die as a mere man. Do you but try your passive valour, and you shall find then, in that you have odds enough of any man. The dissolution. She is dead, and all which die to their first elements resolve, and we were mutual elements to us, and made of one another. My body then doth hers involve, and those things whereof I consist, Hereby in me abundant grow, and burdenous, and nourish not, but smother. My fire of passion, sighs of air, water of tears, and earthly sad despair, which my materials be, but ne'er worn out by love's security, she to my loss doth by her death repair. And I might live long wretched so, but that my fire doth with my fuel grow. Now, as those active kings, whose foreign conquest treasure brings, receive more and spend more and soonest break, this, which I am amazed that I can speak, this death hath with my store my use increased. And so my soul, more earnestly released, will outstrip hers, as bullets flown before a latter bullet may o'ertake, the powder being more. A jet ring sent. Thou art not so black as my heart, nor half so brittle as her heart thou art. What wouldst thou say? Shall both our properties by thee be spoke? Nothing more endless, nothing sooner broke. Marriage rings are not of this stuff? Oh, why should aught less precious or less tough figure our loves? Except in thy name thou have bid it say I'm cheap and naught but fashion, fling me away. Yet stay with me since thou art come, circle this finger's top, which didst her thumb. Be justly proud and gladly safe that thou dost dwell with me. She that, oh, broke her faith, would soon break thee. Negative love. I never stooped so low as they which on an eye, cheek, lip can prey. Seldom to them which soar no higher than virtue or the mind to admire. For sense and understanding may know what gives fuel to their fire. My love, though silly, is more brave, for may I miss whene'er I crave, if I know yet what I would have. If that be simply perfectest, which can by no way be expressed but negatives, my love is so. To all which all love, I say no. If any who deciphers best what we know not ourselves can know, let him teach me that nothing. This as yet my ease and comfort is, though I speed not, I cannot miss. The prohibition. Take heed of loving me, at least remember I forbade it thee. Not that I shall repair my unthrifty waste of breath and blood upon thy sighs and tears, by being to thee then what to me thou wast. But so great joy our life at once outwears, then lest thy love by my death frustrate be, if thou love me, take heed of loving me. Take heed of hating me, or too much triumph in the victory. Not that I shall be mine own officer, and hate with hate again retaliate. But thou wilt lose the style of conqueror, if I, thy conquest, perish by thy hate. Then lest my being nothing lessen thee, if thou hate me, take heed of hating me. Yet love and hate me too, so these extremes shall neither's office do. Love me, that I may die the gentler way. Hate me, because thy love is too great for me. Or let these two themselves, not me, decay. So shall I live thy stage, not triumph be. Lest thou thy love and hate and me undo, to let me live, O love, and hate me too. The expiration. So, break off this last lamenting kiss, which sucks two souls and vapours both away. Turn thou, ghost, that way, and let me turn this, and let ourselves benight our happiest day. We asked none leave to love, nor will we owe any so cheap a death as saying go. Go, and if that word have not quite killed thee, ease me with death by bidding me go too. Oh, if it have, let my word work on me, and a just office on a murderer do, except it be too late to kill me so, being double dead, going and bidding go. The computation. For the first 20 years since yesterday, I scarce believed thou couldst be gone away. For 40 more I fed on favours past, and 40 on hopes that thou wouldst they might last. Tears drowned 100, and sighs blew out 2. 1,000 I did neither think nor do, or not divide, all being one thought of you, or in 1,000 more forgot that too. Yet call not this long life, but think that I am, by being dead, immortal. Can ghosts die? The paradox. No lover saith, I love, nor any other can judge a perfect lover. He thinks that else none can, nor will agree that any loves but he. I cannot say I loved, for who can say he was killed yesterday? Love with excessive heat, more young than old, death kills with too much cold. We die but once, and who loved last did die. He that saith twice doth lie. For though he seem to move and stir a while, it doth the sense beguile. Such life is like the light which bideth yet when the light's life is set, or like the heat which fire in solid matter leaves behind 2 hours after. Once I loved and died, and am now become mine epitaph and tomb. Here dead men speak their last, and so do I. Love slain, lo, here I lie. Farewell to love. Whilst yet to prove I thought there was some deity in love, so did I reverence and gave worship. As atheists at their dying hour call what they cannot name an unknown power, as ignorantly did I crave. Thus when things not yet known are coveted by men, our desires give them fashion, and so as they wax lesser, fall, as they size, grow. But from late fair His Highness sitting in a golden chair is not less cared for after 3 days by children. Then the thing which lovers so blindly admire, and with such worship woo, being had, enjoying it, decays. And thence what before pleased them all takes but one sense, and that so lamely as it leaves behind a kind of sorrowing dullness to the mind. Ah, cannot we as well as cocks and lions jocund be after such pleasures? Unless wise nature decreed, since each such act, they say, diminisheth the length of life a day, this as she would man should despise the sport, because that other curse of being short, and only for a minute made to be, eager's desire, to raise posterity. Since so, my mind shall not desire what no man else can find. I'll no more dote and run to pursue things which had indamaged me. And when I come where moving beauties be, as men do when the summer sun grows great, though I admire their greatness, shun their heat, each place can afford shadows. If all fail, 'tis but applying wormseed to the tail. A lecture upon the shadow. Stand still, and I will read to thee a lecture, love, in love's philosophy. These 3 hours that we have spent walking here, 2 shadows went along with us, which we ourselves produced. But now the sun is just above our head, we do those shadows tread, and to brave clearness all things are reduced. So whilst our infant loves did grow, disguises did, and shadows, flow from us and our cares. But now 'tis not so. That love hath not attained the highest degree, which is still diligent, lest others see. Except our loves at this noon stay, we shall new shadows make the other way. As the first were made to blind others, these which come behind will work upon ourselves and blind our eyes. If our loves faint and westwardly decline, to me thou, falsely thine, and I to thee mine actions shall disguise. The morning shadows wear away, but these grow longer all the day. But oh, love's day is short if love decay. Love is a growing or full constant light, and his first minute, afternoon, is night. Sonnet, the token. Send me some token, that my hope may live, or that my easeless thoughts may sleep and rest. Send me some honey to make sweet my hive, that in my passion I may hope the best. I beg no ribbon, wrought with thine own hands, to knit our loves in the fantastic strain of new-touched youth, nor ring to show the stands of our affection, that as that's round and plain, so should our loves meet in simplicity. No, nor the corals which thy wrist enfold, laced up together in congruity, to show our thoughts should rest in the same hold. No, nor thy picture, though most gracious and most desired, because best like the best. Nor witty lines which are most copious within the writings which thou hast addressed. Send me nor this nor that to increase my store, but swear thou think'st I love thee, and no more. Self-love. He that cannot choose but love, and strives against it still, never shall my fancy move, for he loves 'gainst his will. Nor he which is all his own, and can at pleasure choose, when I am caught, he can be gone, and when he list, refuse. Nor he that loves none but fair, for such by all are sought, nor he that can for foul ones care, for his judgment then is naught. Nor he that hath wit, for he will make me his jest or slave. Nor a fool, for when others, he can neither. Nor he that still his mistress pays, for she is thralled therefore. Nor he that pays not, for he says within, she's worth no more. Is there then no kind of men whom I may freely prove? I will vent that humour then in mine own self-love.